So today's video is going to be a very serious video. I'm giving that forewarning, like right now, letting y'all know this is going to be very serious, very heavy. But it's me answering the question, why do I play Palia? A question I get frequently in YouTube comments because apparently I don't match the stereotypical Palia content creator. I will say this, I am mainly an MMO content creator. I will make content on MMOs that I'm interested in, but I'll always be interested in and always love Palia. And today I'm going to explain why. And when I get asked, why do you play Palia? I always find a way to give a funny response or a lighthearted response without going into full detail and answering the question. Except for Twitch. Twitch knows my life story pretty well at this point, so they kind of know where this video is going to go. But a lot of you guys don't. But today we're fixing that. You guys are going to now know, for the ones that are on the YouTube side and not necessarily the Twitch side. But for me to explain why I play Palia, I got to explain why I love MMOs. Short version, my aim in FPS is so bad that I couldn't hit water even if I fell out of a boat. Just kidding. The short answer is escapism. I wanted to go on grand adventures with friends while being someone I'm not. Someone whose life didn't suck. Buckle up. It's about to get super heavy. Growing up was rough. I basically had 3 real-life friends. Everyone else was on Xbox Live. I spent most of my days getting absolutely carried in COD, Gears, Halo, and I was always the bottom fragger. My KD was the absolute worst, always at the bottom of the leaderboard. And because of this, I just felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't belong in school because I just didn't really have a lot of friends. I didn't belong on Xbox Live because I just sucked at the games. I didn't really feel like I had a place anywhere. When I wasn't getting absolutely verbally destroyed by my 12-year-old friends with headsets, I was alone on my DS playing Harvest Moon or playing PC games like The Sims. Also, I stand by this, the best Sims expansion pack of all time, of all the games, is Sims Making Magic. Don't care what anyone says. To me, that is a fact. And which, of course, when my Xbox friends and my real-life friends found out about that, they gave me endless crap. Apparently, those are women games, and I shouldn't like them, but I don't care. They were great. Then around age 13, something felt wrong. Like, physically wrong. I was exhausted all the time, depressed out of nowhere, and one day, my body felt like it weighed over 1,000 pounds. Something was just not clicking in my body. Randomly, I touched my throat and I felt a squishy but hard lump. I don't know the best way to describe this. Imagine a squishy rock. But I got up, I looked in the mirror, and there was something sticking out of my neck where my Adam's apple looked like it should have been, but it was a lot bigger and a lot more out there. So I managed to get the energy, went to my parents' room, and I told them what was up. A week later, we were at a specialist on a school day. Didn't have to go to school that day. I was pretty happy about that at the beginning. They do a biopsy. And while I'm there, I'm cracking jokes the whole time because that's what I do. When I'm nervous or when I see other people are nervous or upset, I try to crack jokes. Don't know why. It's a defense mechanism. It always has been and always will be. On the way out, we weren't even in the parking lot yet, and they called my parents back in. This is when the story is really fucking heavy. The car ride home was dead silent. When we got inside, my dad immediately disappeared upstairs. He just went upstairs, didn't say anything. My mom, who writes cookbooks for a living and who swears off fast food, suddenly orders my favorite pizza at Pizza Hut. She then, after she orders, asks if I want to go to Target and look at video games. And right when she asked that, by the way, it was now like 4 or 5 p.m. School's let out and my older brother is not home. He's on the couch and he yells, "Is he dying or something?" And by the way, every time I've tried to record this a couple times, I can't do this video without like tearing up and crying because it is just such a holy shit kind of thing. But I'm trying my best. But yeah, she goes pale and she walks upstairs. That's when I knew. Like, I didn't know at the time, but that's when I knew like something ain't good. So I went up to the room, I opened the door, and I didn't see them. I could not see them in the room. It was so weird, but I heard them just sobbing. And I'm not trying to flex here. They were in their walk-in closet. And I'm trying to flex, like at 13, my parents had a walk. No, it was a nice house. So I walked in the closet And I just asked them, like, what's going on? They told me that the doctors thought I had anaplastic thyroid cancer. And that's not a good cancer. That's a sucky one. I mean, they're all sucky, but that one, not bueno. And the survival rate isn't good. Most of people don't make it through a year. So yeah, cool. Day completely ruined at this point. And it was a pretty great day. All right, I missed school. I was getting Pizza Hut, and I was pretty positive Target was in my near future. But a few minutes later, my dad kind of snapped into fight mode, and he pretty much declared we're getting a second opinion. We're not going to accept this. We're going to go figure out something. We got to do something. But the rest of the day was kind of in a haze. I wasn't really crying or upset. I was kind of just on autopilot. A lot of my family and those 3 friends that I mentioned that I had in real life showed up. We all went to Micro Center, and I got several PC games. So that was great. Micro Center's a blast. But yeah, we went out and got a second opinion a few days later, and not anaplastic thyroid cancer. It is papillary thyroid cancer with cysts. So still cancer. I had to have surgery, went through radiation, but hey, I wasn't dying. So that's good. I did not die. But while I was recovering in the hospital, barely able to move, my pop, or my grandfather, feels so weird to say grandfather, he's my pop, brought me a laptop so I didn't have to fight the family over the desktop when I got home. And that's when MMOs really clicked for me. I'd played RuneScape in the past. It was great. I had fun doing it. But this time, I really needed something to distract me. I wanted to escape. So I dove headfirst into it. And I got so involved in a guild. It just took over my life. And that guild also had a World of Warcraft guild. And that's when I quickly graduated from RuneScape to World of Warcraft. And then, oh my God, we did guilds, raids, the whole thing. It was the perfect escape. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. The MMO addiction never left, but as you get older, life gets harder. At 18, I joined the fire department while taking college classes. I don't recommend anyone to do that because that was super hard. Barely any time to play, but I always squeezed gaming with my boys in. I also played a lot of cozy games, got more into cozy games around this time, like Animal Crossing, more into The Sims. But around this time, I always wanted something more. Like I wanted cozy and MMOs to merge in some way. But at this point, it's never happened yet. It was just always a thought in my head. Like I would really like an Animal Crossing MMO. I think that'd be dope. Then I discovered VR, hence the name Perzival. Ready Player One fans, you guys know what's up. But I was obsessed. I absolutely loved VR. Until I had an oopsie poopsie at work. A little tumble, if you will. And that little tumble led me to have intense back surgery. I had to get a spinal cage put in, and I had to relearn how to walk. That wasn't fun. Don't recommend that for anyone. While I was recovering, I was also dating someone at the time. And during my boredom, being at home sometimes by myself, I kept occasionally bringing up the fact that maybe I should start making YouTube videos. Maybe I should start doing something else, get a hobby or something, because I have absolutely nothing to do. But she forbid me from making anything. I wasn't allowed to stream. I wasn't allowed to make YouTube videos. Wasn't even allowed to make a freaking TikTok. And yes, I know, those are red flags. Did not care at the time for some reason. She had more flags than Six Flags. And by the way, more flags does not equal more fun. And you're about to find out why. But around the same time I was in my recovery, I learned about Palia. I was so excited, and I even got into an alpha. It was everything I ever wanted. It was cozy, it was MMO, it was all jammed into one happy package. And I was just amped. I really want to make content about the game. I really wanted to just talk to anyone about the game. She wasn't a gamer, but I listened to her. I didn't get involved with anything. I just kind of stayed to myself. This is when she told me she was pregnant. And I did what I thought was the right thing to do. We got married very, very fast. But less than a month later, I found out she's been cheating on me the entire time, even after our very, very, very quick wedding. And the pregnancy was also a sham. My dumb ass decided to take her word for it and believed the sonogram that she provided me. Turns out she bought a fake sonogram online and then photoshopped a bunch of stuff on it, like the hospital name, her name, all that fun stuff. So when I found out, I called my parents up and they quickly came and got me. Because remember, at the time, I couldn't really do much. I couldn't even drive. I was still recovering. So I moved back home, filed for divorce, and literally 24 hours later, I uploaded my first Palia video. You can go and find it. It is called Palia First Look. It's on my channel. But yeah, I recorded just some brief and I uploaded it. Right after I uploaded it, a lot of emotions hit me about what just happened. I found out my wife was cheating on me. I found out I wasn't having a kid. I'm getting a divorce. I'm not even 30 yet. It was like a bunch of stuff hit me. And I'm also really unable to walk. I'm walking with a cane. Like, depression got me. And I was laying in a bed and I called my friend up. I told him that I was just defeated and I was in like a dark place mentally. Like super dark where I had to talk to somebody soon. I was scared for myself. But when he came over, he asked what all I did that day. We sat down, we had a conversation. I told him that I made my first YouTube video. He was the ultimate hype man. He was so happy for me. He dapped me up and he's like, I'm proud of you. And then he told me to pull up the video and to see how well it's doing so far. Me at the time, I was expecting 0 views. Absolutely nothing. But when I checked, it had 100 views. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot now. But those 100 views literally saved my life. It was the first spark of joy and hope that I've gotten in a very long time. And I latched onto it. So I kept making videos and the Palia community welcomed me in with open arms. Majority did. Majority welcomed me in with open arms. Some of them didn't. But that's when I made a Discord. And we made the Tavern Dwellers. And I met a lot of amazing people through there. And then I started streaming on Twitch. Met even more amazing people through there. We got YouTube partner. We got Twitch partner. We got partner on practically everything. We grew so quickly. I made real friends again. I made these genuine connections through Palia. The game and the community pulled me out of the deepest hole that I thought was impossible to pull me out of. And that is why I play Palia. That is why I'll always play Palia. I'll always make Palia content. I'll always vouch for this game no matter what. It also gave me confidence again. Confidence to get back out there. Because I felt like I was doing so well on content creation, my confidence just came back and I started to trust people again. That is when I met the love of my life. And we were going to be getting married next year. So thank you, Palia, for that. And she is by far the most amazing and loving person I've ever met in my entire life. So yeah, that's why I play Palia. And thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Jesus Christ. So yeah, now you guys know why I make Palia content, why I'm always going to make Palia content. So what about you? Why do you play Palia? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you guys are down there commenting, be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload a video. If you didn't know the exact moment I upload a video, be sure to join the Discord. The Discord is a super happy and friendly place where everyone is welcome. If you're watching this right now, this very second, there's a chance I'm streaming on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Perzival, Perzival. Pretty sure that's how you spell my name. And I stream around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to whenever my stomach starts making sounds and I become hungry. If you guys like true crime and paranormal podcasts, I have one. It's called What Dwells Beneath. It is me in a more serious light, less jokey, more stabby. It's on Spotify and now has its own YouTube channel. If you guys want to go check that out. If you're like, hey, I don't want to listen to Spotify, it's also on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. But I'm going for a Spotify partner. So please listen to it on Spotify. If you don't want to, no worries. I get it, but please. And I also have a Palia podcast called Paleontology. Links to that in the description below. Be sure to also follow me on all my social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, all that's down there as well. But yeah, that's the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.